Welcome into Fantasy Unclean. I am your host, Rich Fiddler, joined as always by Scott Robley and Frodo Carvel. Gentlemen,
I hate it!
I know we are not all doing well.
Hate it!
Some of us are doing slightly better than others,
could be
but
worse.
we're not all doing as good as we could have.
No.
We did have a chance at having
An FU pod.
an FU Pod championship, and
In
we
Dynasty,
did have a chance at having one of us still being in the champion. Well, actually, no, you guys could have gone head to head in one shitty too. So we had a chance of having two championships between all four of us, and instead we each, these two gentlemen each have a shot at a title. Neither of them against each other, though.
No.
We actually have a chance. Both of us have a chance at 2 titles.
That's true.
2 titles.
That's true.
1 championship.
My only saving grace, because I am now eliminated from any championship.
Yep.
My only saving grace here is that I am not in any loser brackets that would decide me being the worst team in any said league. These two gentlemen, however, cannot say the same.
And one of us is guaranteed.
And one of them are guaranteed to be the worst team in that league.
I will gladly jump on that. I will take the toilet bowl award in that one to come out with the belt in one shape.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be so mad if Ricky gets it, dude.
Right?
Pray that Josh Allen does not go ape shit.
But that does mean that this is a balanced league, right? Because that means 5 years, 5 different champions.
Yeah.
Right? Because Ricky hasn't won it.
Yeah.
And every year, none of us have repeated within this 5 cycle.
Within this 5 cycle.
Yeah.
I did the 2 years prior to this starting.
Yeah. I just mean that within the 5 cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you won it once, you won it once. You were the only one to have a chance at winning it twice in this 5 cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't
close,
just to recap.
You won once. You won the first one.
I got the first one.
And then did
I think
Frodo?
I beat
No,
Ricky
Todd
in
took
the
it.
first one.
Todd took it, then I won it.
Yep. And then Chris won it.
I really wanted to go up against Ricky in the final because I think I went up against Ricky my first year. So it would have been a grudge match to decide the final. So just real quick, what we do is we do a 5-year cycle. So we have the championship belt, and
Our league is much older than 5 years, but we finally got a championship belt for our league.
Yeah.
right, and because we were trying to get everybody to pay for one, and everybody was too cheap to, and so eventually, 3 of us ended up putting all our money in and buying one, and so there are 4.
Which is, I think, was us 3.
Yeah.
I think somebody else.
I think
Todd
Todd
picked in a little bit of money too. And so there are 3 annual slots for the winner, and then the 5th one, they get to decide wherever they want to put it. I would put it right across the middle in a giant fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm officially rooting for you so we can have that there.
Yes.
If we don't have that there, I hate Ricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might have to just kick him out of the league next year. I know that we have a very good, balanced league, but fuck that guy. He's out.
Yeah.
Any of us have a shot because the player cannot perform or underperform or overperform. I'm going in.
I don't want to talk about underperforming.
No. But we will say that Scott and I were both on the losing end of players putting up either their best fantasy or close to their best fantasy stats of the year,
and the worst.
That ultimately cost us the week.
Cam Akers put up
who was almost off the team completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yes. And Cam Akers put up his career best game. The Rams put up the best game of the season, without question.
Yeah.
And Cam Akers specifically puts up the best game of his career, and it's not even close.
Yeah. Against a very, very strong run defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm going against Cam Akers at the same time that I have DeAndre Hopkins, who put up his worst fantasy career game.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, year 1 to now, the worst game that he has
And
where he played a full game.
And you can't say that it's because of the quarterback, because he's played with some really bad quarterbacks.
Yep.
And still put up numbers.
Yep. I think Cliff is done.
Yeah.
I think Cliff is done, and I don't think Kyler Murray's done.
Not yet.
They're going to have.
He
to
won't
work
be
with
ready
him.
for the beginning of the year, though.
No.
Right.
He's basically, if everything goes to plan, Kyler Murray should be back on the field in October.
Yeah.
Glitter belt. Ooh, next year. Well, see, that's again. See, Lonnie, the winner. This is sort of actually the crown jewel of this.
Yep.
Is not only do they get a lot of money.
Yeah, because this was a bigger buy-in.
Was it $50 or $100 buy-in?
$100 bucks.
buy-in.
Winner takes all.
And winner takes all, but
You have to buy it.
they use part of that money
To buy
However
the
much
trophy.
they want to.
within reason. There's no
Right.
getting a public toilet seat and scratching in names.
Right.
Yeah.
You had to do some legit.
As good or better than the current
we
one.
all had said it had to be a legit,
Yep.
at least par with what we currently have.
And a 5-year.
But you could spend as much as you want above
so
that.
you can't do a championship ring because you can only put 1 year on that, maybe 2 if you do it right.
You could do your own.
You can do your own.
Yeah.
That's on you. In fact, that's actually maybe what I would do with my my winnings if I did.
some of those where if you do a championship, you get a ring with you, like you can get a free ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one I would pick already.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that now?
Don't jinx it. Don't
No,
jinx
I'm
it.
not going to talk anything about that. I just know which one I'd like.
Yeah, so next year maybe that's what I would do. Is I would do a pink glitter, World Wrestling Championship, Women's Wrestling Championship.
We can do
belt.
that.
That's not a bad idea because, Amanda's already volunteered in whether she knows it or not.
Yeah.
And I can't help her. She will have to manage it and just pick them as she.
I honestly think what we need to do is we need to have a wife's hat and a husband's hat, and we draw randomly. We don't work with each other. You don't work with your own spouse. Like if you pull out your spouse's name, you put it
Back in the hat.
Back in the hat, and you're working with somebody else.
Yep.
And you can help them prep for the draft, but it's on them to prep for the draft. It's on them to draft, pick and choose what they want. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I think that a spouses league would be really fun.
So are we also playing?
Yeah, we're playing to some degree, but this is more or less.
Or are we coaching them?
Isn't that the same thing?
But what I'm saying, are we coaching them, and then once the draft happens, it's all.
Once the clock starts, we can't talk.
No. What I'm saying is once the clock starts, we have a separate team from them. So we coach them as much as we want, as much as they want.
I don't think so, because that puts some of them at a severe disadvantage. Clearly, Ashley Nunn is the leading.
I don't like her right now.
So sorry, I didn't mean to say that name out
I don't
loud.
like her right now.
So
Brandon
Kicks the door down.
Brandon Nunn.
Brandon, your wife irritates me right now.
We need you to get your bitches in line. All right? I said it. I didn't want to say it, but you forced me. You put me in this position. This is not me. This is you. This is you forcing me into this position.
You caused this.
Yes. So, yeah, but no, I think we have to be on. It has to be a co-managed team because having purely.
I'm just saying,
one of
do
us
we have
against-
enough people that we could?
We're gonna have
that's
to.
the thing.
We got to figure it out.
Okay.
And it's going to take some recruiting. Is effectively what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We know that we got Nick and Brittany.
Todd's out.
No, I draw his wife's name. Well, would all of us disagree with that? All of us?
At the moment, no.
You're
I'm-
independent.
I'm independent.
When it comes to fantasy football.
Yes. But nonetheless, yeah, we need to do that. I think that'd be really fun to come up with a fun way to do that, to involve them, to involve Ashley, my wife, would be more invested in it if she started learning more about it. Not only Sunday football, but fantasy football and.
Brittany's got an advantage because at least she knows most of the teams.
Yes, and she's probably better than her husband already. So, sorry, Nick. I think you would agree.
Catch that Pokemon.
No, I think that would be great. D-Hop, shit the bed. Just straight up
Devontae Adams.
shit the bed.
Shit the
Devontae
bed.
Adams, shit the bed.
The Raiders in general.
The Raiders
Yeah.
in general shit the bed. What's going on with Derek Carr?
He's been asked to step away from the team, so he's not a distraction because they want to see what they have in youth.
So here's the way that I am interpreting this, because the biggest deal is that he's got an injury clause, and there is a ton of money that is guaranteed right now
Basically,
if he gets injured.
$40.5 million.
Yeah.
And if he gets injured right now, they're gonna be bankrupt. I mean, they're already up against it with cap.
Yeah.
And if he gets injured at the end of a season that's lost,
Yeah.
virtually lost, now, and let's say it's a bad injury, he's out half the season or a full season.
It doesn't matter what the injury is. It could be a minor injury. If he is injured in these last 2 games,
Yep.
he is guaranteed 34 million next year, and then like another 7 million the following year.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Like injury clause, like no matter what. Whereas if he doesn't get hurt and then he's cut either before or after a certain date,
Yeah.
they can cut him for like a $5 million cap hit.
Exactly. Or restructure at that point, but once it's guaranteed, he has no obligation. He would have no desire to restructure at that point because he's not going to give up that money.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking this as the Raiders have a lack of faith in him. I think the Raiders have a problem, and I think that it's not necessarily Carr. I think their offensive line is garbage. I think that their play call is garbage. I think that their head coaching decision making is garbage.
Well, did you also see that the stat that came out today is he has the worst record for any quarterback that has played 9 years?
Does he?
Yes.
Ah.
He holds the record for the worst record of any quarterback who played 9 years, which now given a lot of quarterbacks who don't do well don't play 9 years. So he's been good enough to play 9 years. A lot of that I think came from where he had that almost MVP year prior to him getting hurt.
We broke his leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it's been coach changes.
And it's been dramatic coach changes.
Yes.
And then Antonio Brown and all kinds of shit.
And Henry Ruggs. And then, I mean, like, there's been a lot of reasons why he has not played up to par. And they may be looking at a total reset. You know, let's burn the next 2 years. We're going to get some draft capital back. And we're gonna get our cap under control. We're gonna call it a lost 2 years.
Yeah, they're not gonna sign. They're not gonna sign Josh Jacobs. He'll
Vegas,
be an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about ticket sales because they're in Vegas, and so all the visiting teams are gonna fill up the stadium
as it is.
Yeah.
So ticket revenue wise, their main source of income, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, because it's so easy to fly to Vegas.
Right.
From anywhere.
From anywhere. Yeah. Right. So I think that's a good call. I think that Derek Carr is one of those. This is one of those opportunities for a team to take a flyer on a potential home run hit in the next market without having to pay premium capital yet. Like if they can sign him to a 2-year, $50 million deal, they will.
I also saw a stat that he has never played on a team that has anything higher than a top 20 defense.
Yeah, so he's always playing from behind.
Yeah.
Always playing from behind.
Yep, and I would be surprised if he's ever had a top 10 offensive line.
Probably not.
And
I mean, other than maybe the year that he was an MVP.
Yeah.
I was watching a TikTok that was the biggest draft bust from every, like the top 32 biggest draft busts in whatever position they're drafted over the last 10 years.
Okay.
And I'm not joking. 11 Raider picks were busts.
Raiders have
horrible,
historically drafted terrible.
Yeah,
and not all of it necessarily their fault because there have been really bad. There has been some bad luck mixed in there.
Ruggs and Arnett were
but
two, but like Alex Leatherwood.
But also Henry Ruggs had a problem beforehand, and so that could have been one of those things that another team like the Patriots don't draft those guys. They do retool them. They will pick them up for free off waivers and put them to work for a little while, but they do not draft those guys.
Whereas a team like
Unless it's Aaron Hernandez.
Seattle takes those players and somehow can get the best out of those players.
Yep.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah, unless they're Percy Harvin, which actually we did get the best out of him right before he flamed out in the NFL.
Yeah.
And that was mostly because he fucked Jermaine Kearse's wife? No, it was God, who was it? That was
it was Baldwin? No.
No, it was pre Baldwin.
It was Golden Tate.
Golden Tate.
Yep, Golden Tate's wife.
So and I don't and it actually might have been yeah, it was Golden Tate's wife. That's what it was. And so
that was part of the reason he wanted off the team.
Yeah, and it's also part of the reason why he got into a physical fight and got punched at halftime in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then came out and ran a touchdown back on the very first play. Remember with that when the Seahawks had a good defense?
Yeah.
And won Super Bowls?
I need you to beat the Jets this week. I need Seattle to beat the Jets.
I do like the Seahawks this week, but Kenneth Walker is not playing. He's still questionable, and he didn't practice today. And the truth is that there's no reason for them to push this.
Yeah.
There is, by the way, an outside shot that we could get the #1 draft pick.
Yeah.
And that's fucking sick.
If Houston
virtually guaranteed a third.
Yeah.
But it's Houston that has to lose 2.
Yeah.
And
Arizona would have to win
1.
No, because we're worse. Oh no, it's Denver. It's
as of right now, it's Houston, Chicago, Arizona are the top 3, or are in that order right now.
See, I thought Seahawks were at 3 right now.
I thought Denver was, it would have been the Denver.
Yeah, I mean Denver at 3, but
yeah, it's Seattle basically.
Right. Denver. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need Chicago to win, and Houston to win 1, and Denver just keep doing Denver shit.
Denver just keep doing Denver, and
let it ride
all the way. Let it ride all the way. What?
Yeah. Well, they're both 4-11, but Arizona has the tiebreaker in the bad way.
In the bad way.
Yes. So Arizona is at 4-11. Denver is at 4-11. Chicago is at 3-12. Houston is at 2-12-1.
So Houston has to lose 2.
Houston has to win.
Yeah, Houston has to win 2.
Yes.
And they've got the schedule for it.
Yes.
I think they got to beat Jags.
They play Jacksonville this week. But Jacksonville does not need to win this game.
Right.
And they've got some injury.
Right.
That's not concerns, but they may rest some players.
This might be a good week. I mean, if this is a mathematical
because for
opportunity.
Them, like I guess before we started.
Right. Let's get into it.
Jacksonville and the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No matter what happens this week, if one wins this week, if one loses, it does not matter if they both win.
It all comes down
to next week for them. So this week literally does not matter for them in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
So because they play each other next week in the final week, that will decide who goes from the AFC South.
Yeah, because if they win or lose, like if they opposite win and lose this week, then next week will end up being the tiebreaker for them anyway.
Yes.
So they could park a lot of their guys this week.
Yep.
That gets Houston a win. Then the following Houston plays Indianapolis, who could Indianapolis and all of a sudden win and put up a solid game.
Could,
but will also
they're also playing for nothing.
They're also
because
playing
they're
for
eliminated
nothing.
at this point.
Yeah. So then
if they weren't, they should by default after that loss.
Yeah, it was bad.
So then Houston.
And they're still playing Nick Foles, so they're playing for placement at this point.
Yeah.
because Nick Foles did not play well in any way whatsoever. Nope. So the only reason you're playing Nick Foles is to continue to lose.
Matt Ryan is retiring after this year, right?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he just becomes a backup.
He could go the Matt Hasselbeck route
where he just goes
solid backup.
Sits as a backup for any of the teams out there.
You know what I'd like, honestly, next year? Get me Trey Lance up front. Get me Matty Ice behind him. You get Kyle Shanahan back with Matty Ice, and he is a game filler.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a great place to ride out the sunset.
I don't know.
He gets to go to California.
I think that our QB situation is going to be a fucking disaster next year.
It's always flexible, right? Yeah. Your QB is fluid.
we will have Brock Purdy for nothing.
Yes.
We will have,
and he'll be your primary backup.
Yeah, we will have Trey Lance as a very expensive third-year quarterback at that point.
Yep.
Not expensive, but getting expensive because he's only got another year before he's going to want to get paid.
Yeah.
And with Brock Purdy playing the way he is, if he continues to play that, there's no way Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the team next year.
Nope.
There's no
Purdy
reason
will
to.
be the backup.
Yes. And let's not forget, because this happens every time Jimmy Garoppolo comes in and wins a couple of games, regardless of whether or not he does well or not.
Yeah.
He is not a great quarterback.
Nope.
No.
He has moments of being above average, and he has a lot of moments of being average.
Yes.
And that is a perfectly fine. That is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league, and on the perfect team, he'll be successful.
Yeah.
Your team is the perfect team for him to be successful.
Not to mention Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are also linked to possibly being in San Francisco next year. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen?
With that.
Who the fuck knows what's going to happen at this point?
If San Francisco got tired of a QB controversy this offseason, just you wait.
Yeah. No shit.
I don't think.
Who do you want more, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, if you had to take one of them?
Aaron Rodgers right now.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. I mean, without a doubt, at this point, Aaron Rodgers.
The problem with Tom Brady is that his offensive line sucks. He always plays great when there's a good offensive line, and you guys have a good offensive line, not a great offensive line.
The one good thing that I look at it as is Aaron Rodgers really likes to let the 49ers win in the playoffs.
So if he's on the team.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what other kind of injuries do we have this week?
We're going to go through this. The first two, no one gives a shit because they play on the Broncos, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy. You're not starting them.
You're not starting them.
They're injured in spirit.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're listening to us, you should already be playing your championship game. If you're not and you're playing the finals right now, then move your league. You have to end week 17 now, because next week, as we talked about already, week 17, teams are going to be benching players. The only reason that the Eagles are going to be playing as strong as they are this week is because they have a shot at the number 1 seed.
Yeah, that's still not locked up.
That's still not locked up. And if they win this week, I think it's locked up.
Yeah.
The only way that they'd lose it at this point, I mean, technically they could still.
I think Vikings can take it.
Vikings can still take it. Yes, Vikings can still take it, and technically Dallas can still jump them if Dallas wins out, and if Eagles lose out, they could technically take it. But I think
one win.
I think the 49ers would have the tiebreaker over Dallas. So if the 49ers also kept winning,
then
and if the Vikings kept winning, they would obviously be the one seed.
So Philadelphia could end up being the number 2 in the AFC or in the NFC East.
Yes. So they would fall all the way to the 5 seed.
Yeah, so
So they but if they win one game, that locks Dallas out. It locks Dallas at the 5 seed.
At the very least, they'll have a home game.
Yes.
And then, and if they win, and Dallas loses, or the Vikings lose,
they would need. I think if they win one,
I think they're in.
They're in no matter. Yes, if they win one, they're in no matter what.
Yeah.
They would have to lose out.
Yes.
So basically, what I was getting around to is Jacksonville has had some serviceable fantasy players, and Titans have serviceable fantasy player.
Yeah.
And
who's going to be on this?
Who's going to be on the injury list? But let's say he wasn't. he still could be sat out this week because the Jacksonville game and the Titans game is irrelevant this week.
Yeah.
So that's why even this week, week 17 is hard.
Honestly, the fact that he's on the injury report is a godsend, because if they got a couple of scores behind quick, they'd probably sit him, because this game means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And why take the chance of losing Derrick Henry for the last week, where you're making a push for the playoffs?
Right. Absolutely. So that's the point, is that if you're playing to week 18, you think the problem is bad now with teams benching stars. Next week,
week 18 will be so much worse.
Yeah. All of the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be done if they win this week.
Yes.
You're not going to have a single Eagle. And by the way, the Eagles have been winning you
Also, if
your leagues.
Go ahead.
If the Dolphins win this week and the Jets lose, we're in, guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next week, you probably won't see Hill and Waddle as much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
or
don't-
maybe even Tua. If he's still
He's on concussion. He's out this week. So.
he's probably out. Oh yeah, he was
He is
declared
out
out
this
this
week,
week.
yes.
But if they win this week anyway, without him,
He'll sit.
He'll
Yeah,
sit
he'll
next week
sit
too
next
to
week.
recover, because he's been so banged up this year.
Possibly, but it's a home game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you want
But
to
if
kind
they-
of be
if
on a roll.
if they've guaranteed a playoff spot, though,
You could. They could.
I would
at the
sit him
very
and
minimum,
then
he's
play him
sitting
at-
at half. At
Yeah.
the very minimum, he's sitting at half.
They're
if
playing
they
the
win this week.
Jets. I really don't want the Jets to sweep us, but we'll see.
If it doesn't matter, if you guys are wild card no matter what,
well,
then there's no.
Hey, maybe Mike White will get injured, and it'll be Zach Wilson again.
No, it'd be Flacco.
So all of that to say,
Zach Wilson's done for the year.
don't play. He's done. Done.
Yeah,
period.
they said
Full stop.
he is not started. He's off the depth chart. He's not even suiting up.
Yeah, he won't be there next year.
I would like him
he'll
to
move
start
on. They're
against the
gonna
Dolphins.
Yeah.
they're gonna trade him probably to the Panthers. The Panthers will probably find a way to
fucking Sam Darnold's like,
send a
motherfucker.
yeah. So you guys just traded for Sam Darnold again. So if you're playing it, basically, if you're playing in
Except
the
this-
week 18, hang on. If you're playing in the, I've been trying to say this for like fucking 10 minutes now. If you're playing in week 18, you're gonna have no players to start. So you have to finish in week 17, because now you have at least 80% of your starters are still going to be active and fighting for some sort of playoff in the NFL world.
Yeah, because it's getting to the point where most of the spots
Are locked down.
locked.
are locked up
Within a degree, yeah.
Most of the stuff after this week won't change.
Yeah.
Like, this will pretty much be decided. Over half of the divisions are already locked up.
Yep.
So it's just that final little shift of
Yeah.
where their placement is. But a lot of them, you can't move.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Niners can't fall any further than third.
Right. And so if they can't get first after this week,
Yeah.
then you're not playing Christian McCaffrey.
Also, I mean, they were saying today that they may sit Bosa until playoffs
Yeah, absolutely.
because
Which
he's
is
been
a
kind of
little-
off and on the hamstring.
right, which is a little unfortunate, because he could have a real shot at Defensive Player of the Year, and if he gets banked the last 2 weeks,
He won't get it.
he won't get it because the momentum is gone.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
he's the best player.
And I mean, hell, he has a chance at the sack record still.
22 and a half?
22 and a half sacks. And he's at 17 and a half. He should be at 18 and a half, but for some fucking reason, it doesn't
yeah.
count as a sack if it's a 2-point conversion.
Oh yeah, because it's just an extra point.
2-point conversion, extra points.
It's still a fucking sack.
They don't count for stats.
Like,
any play. They don't get yardage.
it's
you just
stupid.
get yeah.
It's stupid.
It's all fucking shit.
Because guess what? If you hit the kicker wrong on a field goal, it's still a fucking automatic first down.
Right.
So then they're still playing. But yet, if you get a sack, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's stupid. Go ahead.
Rest of injuries. James Conner missed practice, but it's not.
I need more booze.
It's not an injury. It is sick. So just monitor that. I need him to play. They're playing, I think, Detroit. So that should be a good one. Jonnu Smith, don't give a shit. He's on. Hunter Henry, don't care. Damian Harris, also don't care.
He hasn't been playing anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Ramondre Stevenson is limited in practice. He's coming
He'll
off a
play.
week where he lost his fumble. He'll probably play. Micah Parsons, he's on defense. Tony Pollard is questionable with a quad.
Huge week for Zeke. If Tony's out, you're gonna have to save him.
Yeah, if Tony Pollard is out, then Zeke's getting a shit ton of work, and Zeke has actually quietly been very good since like week 8 because he's gotten a touchdown like the last 6 games.
Yeah.
He's getting into the end zone.
And they realized that they can't do all. Dak can't do everything. They have to run in order to win. So if Pollard is out, Zeke is a fantastic play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, doubtful. He has a hip injury.
I think he's been ruled out at this point.
He's already been ruled out. He's listed as doubtful, but
Yeah, I don't think he's actually officially been ruled out. I think everybody is considering him out. That being said, wait, no, that's Panthers now. Never mind.
Jalen Hurts obviously is going to be out in probably another week. Miles Sanders popped up, knee, missed practice. Keep status on that because he is on a lot of people's rosters.
Miles Sanders was terrible last week.
Yeah. A.J. Brown limited in practice, but he'll play. Josh Reynolds for the Lions, illness. Chase Claypool misses practice. You're not starting him either.
Yeah.
Tua is out with concussion. Greg Dulcich did not practice hamstring, but again, like, are you really going to play a Bronco tight end?
I mean, he has actually he's gotten a touchdown. He's been the
Wilson's
basic
back.
Yeah, he's been he got the 1 touchdown this last week. From
Odds are
Wilson.
though you probably have your decent.
He's been
tight end.
As far as a tight end goes, he's actually been one of the better
And if you didn't
touchdown relevant tight ends.
and if you didn't get a if you didn't get a tight end in the draft, or if you picked a late tight end, you might have ended up with Dulcich after the year started.
Yeah.
And he's actually been somewhat decent.
Yeah.
So because he's been getting quite a few touchdowns.
Chris Olave.
I wouldn't say quite a few.
Yeah.
For a tight
the
end.
team.
Tight end relevant.
Yeah.
Quite a few touchdowns.
Chris Olave returned to practice from hamstring.
Just real quick, are we tied touchdown to toilets?
He's tied.
Currently, yes, tied.
So he's got 2 games to get 1 touchdown.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't happen.
And statistically speaking,
He is playing KC this week, and that's where he got 3 touchdowns last time.
4 really, but one went to Casey.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's thrown. I think he's thrown a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few touchdowns?
Pick sixes.
Pick sixes? Does he have a couple of them this year?
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't he have one against the Seahawks? Week 1? I think he did.
I think so. I don't. Yeah, he did. Tariq Woolen got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool, fun.
Perfect. Like I said, Chris Olave's back at practice. He was probably in your flex position if you have him.
He got benched in the middle, or he got injured in the game.
Yeah.
And sat out the last quarter, I think.
Hamstring, yeah.
So keep an eye on that one.
Kamara has not been seen at practice this week. It's not clear on the injury.
Is he wearing a lot of camouflage? Is that what's going on?
No, just hasn't been there.
Okay.
And it hasn't been because of his felony probably thing next year.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. What are we going to do about Kamara next year?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
Aaron
he's still this offseason. He's still got all of his legal shit that he's going to.
That's what we're talking about. Is what do you do about that next year?
Fade him.
Yeah, probably. He'll be a second round running back at best next year.
Late second, like Barkley was, I think.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Just so you guys know, Russell Wilson is currently leading since 2012 the number of pick six thrown.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's only 7, so I mean, it's
And
not.
how many does he have this year?
I'm trying. To
I was going to say
figure
because
that out.
I think he only had like 3 pick sixes in his career
had a lot.
leaving Seattle.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers'
2?
knee did not practice. He banged that up in the Dolphins game. Austin Eckler was limited at
Aaron Rodgers
practice.
is going to play though, so you don't have to worry about that.
Eckler just got beat around because he had 22 carries. He'll play.
Mm-hmm.
Colt McCoy will be back. He's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Miko Hardman-Admin will play week 17, barring any setbacks.
Are they going to start Colt McCoy though?
Yeah. I think so.
You think so? I mean, I know that Trace McSorley or whatever his name
McSorley, yeah.
is not like a great player or anything like that, but Colt McCoy is not the guy.
No, but he's probably better
than Trace McSorley.
There's no question about that. So my question is do you want to keep, because next year I think you'd probably want to keep Colt McCoy around as Kyler's backup because he's a great backup.
I think that's currently the plan because Kyler will not be ready beginning of the year.
And so why
unless
not-
they draft somebody,
Yeah.
I think Colt McCoy is from Hard Knocks last week. I believe they talked about him starting finishing this year and starting next year.
I saw that in the final episode, but that was before he got injured, and so
but it was just a concussion that he got.
My point being, though, that now that they're officially out of it, no matter what, now that J.J. Watt is retiring, now that they have no shot at a postseason, maybe you see what you get with Trace, just for fun, so you don't hurt Colt McCoy, who's 36, 37, and if he gets injured, now your number one quarterback for starting the next season is out, and because he's not going to heal nearly as fast as Trace McSorley could. So I don't know. This is a situation where I'm probably seeing what I got with my younger guys for the rest of the season to have fun. I'm definitely playing every offensive player against Arizona.
Yeah,
because they're all going to just go ham.
Yep.
Unless you're a quarterback,
right?
Unless you're the Arizona quarterback, the opposing quarterback, because J.J. Watt's going to go out with a bang.
He's going to try. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just real quick, we love you, JJ. That was like, this is gonna be weird next year.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
but fucking boss way to go out. No notification, just a fucking tweet with a picture of your son saying, hey, this was his first home game, my last home game, or his first game, my last home game.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah, and that was pretty sick. I don't know if it was a real tweet or not, or a real, I wanted to go look up the actual interview. Press conference, but I didn't get a chance to. Mike Tomlin at the Steelers was joking about trying to get.
I do believe that was.
I think it was real.
That was actually real
because it feels like something that Mike Tomlin would say. But basically, he was just gonna pour. He said, "Oh man, we were looking forward to just pouring $40 million at J.J. Watt, so that way we can create a giant Watt." Megazord.
Yeah.
And so instead they're gonna just have to keep TJ around to harvest body parts for Derek.
Yeah. No, keep Derek around.
He said TJ. He said TJ, which I thought was hilarious because TJ's TJ.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my God, if you had those guys on each end of the defensive line,
it would be fun.
It would suck for other. Anyways, that's a lot of it. You're going to be you're really not starting Mecole Hardman anyways. Christian Watson, who was on strong, left the Dolphins game. He has a hip injury. He's day-to-day, wasn't at practice. So kind of play that one by ear.
Yeah.
Does Mecole starting this week put any damper on any of the other receivers?
No, because the only receiver you want is Travis Kelce.
Yeah. All the other ones have just been absolute crapshoots.
And it's all hit and miss.
And Mahomes throwing the ball TDs to all kinds of different players.
Lately, it's been Travis Kelce and McKinnon.
Yeah,
McKinnon's been getting the big breakaway touchdowns.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so Mecole doesn't scare you away.
Nope.
No, doesn't change anything.
Because he'll probably get hurt in the game anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me want to start him, and it doesn't make me want to start anybody else.
Does it make you not want to start anybody else is more my question.
I wasn't starting anybody but Travis Kelce.
Okay. There you go. Well, you're not in the championship, so
I'm not.
How about you? Would you start anybody else?
He'd start Travis Kelce if he had him.
Yeah, if I had him, I'd start him. But no, I'm like, I'm in the championship in our one league that we really care about. I put all my eggs literally in the Dolphins basket.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's either ride or die. I didn't waver off of that. I even picked up Teddy Bridgewater. So I'm hoping that we can still have a big productive game.
Yeah.
Well, hey, last week it worked out for some people because some people transitioned to Brock Purdy and they had George Kittle.
Yeah.
That was a great stack.
Yeah. So it was funny is both the teams that are in the championship all have AFC East stacks.
Yeah. So here's the one thing that I might say regarding MVS. And again, this is, or not MVS, Juju. Is a couple of weeks ago against Denver, he went crazy. And so he had one of his best games. He had his best game, second best game of the season. And was that a crapshoot, or was that them playing Denver perfectly offensively?
Also, I think that was a lot of in the second half where they were just trying to kill as much clock as they possibly could
and he had 11 targets, 9 receptions, which are both season highs.
Yeah, where Denver scored 21 points in a very short amount of time to get like right back in line with them almost.
Yep.
And so they were just trying to keep ahead.
Slinging it, kind of keep pace at that point.
I mean, your majority of all the teams this week, the only teams that are mattering are the ones that are in the championship. I mean, there's some like in the shit bowl and stuff, but you're just trying not to suck. You've probably ridden your starting wide receivers and flexes to this point, unless you have a big injury, like say you were relying on Christian Watson, now you're having to pivot.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. If you've got Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard is playing, do you play Elliott or do you play Juju in your flex?
Elliott.
Yeah.
Because he's still vulturing TDs in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say Elliott, especially.
And you know how much I like Elliott.
There's a good chance that even if Pollard plays, he's not going to play a full snap count.
And I really hope Pollard plays because I'm playing Zeke this week.
You have.
I hope he doesn't.
Ricky has Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
You traded him to him.
Yeah.
Did you see anything about Austin Eckler on the injury report?
Yeah, he was banged up from, I think, the carries, but he's most likely going to play.
I will say the very last play that he played,
I didn't see it though.
he got up off the ground very, very slowly and severely limped off the field. So it's one of those
things. It was
things.
a hip injury, right?
If you have Eckler, they've already guaranteed their playoff spot. So if you have Eckler in the championship, I would very much keep an eye on that, because if there's a chance he's not going to be healthy, they're going to sit him because they're not out of the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah, they're not out of it. They could mix up who they play.
Yeah.
And that could matter, but it would matter more to have Austin Eckler on the field healthy for that game, regardless of the opponent, than it would be for them to get a better seed.
100%. I would rather be the 6th or the 7th seed going up against probably KC and have Austin Eckler healthy than being the 5th seed going up against.
So he was there today. He had limited snaps.
I mean, that's a good sign.
There's no indication that the 27-year-old injury is serious, so as long as he doesn't have any setbacks this week, he should be good to go for week 17. However, locking up the spot, just like you're talking about. Look, if he's playing, I'm playing him. I will not sit him if he is questionable but playing.
I don't know. Who would you rather see in the playoffs, though, KC or Cincinnati right now?
If I was playing against them?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty comparable, honestly. Like, I think that Cincinnati has been playing better as of late.
Yeah.
And so I would rather see KC, but at the same time, do you want Mahomes with everything on the line? And then win it or lose it?
Not really.
Game?
I mean,
I don't want to go against either of those teams. So,
but that's where they're at. That's where they're going to be at. They're going to be in either the 6th or the 7th seed,
which is another divisional game for them.
Yeah.
And so they're going to play KC or Cincy, and
because they're not going to. I don't think they have a way to get to the 5 seed.
Well, either way, I think if Austin Eckler is healthy, I think you have to play him. Or not a healthy designation, a questionable, but he's going to play.
They actually do. If Baltimore loses and they can win one more game, they could be the 5 seed. Right now, Miami's the 7 seed, so they could actually get the 5 seed if they win their next 2 games.
So then that would put them up against the 4 seed.
That would put them up against Jacksonville as of right now.
And you would love that.
It's either going to be Jacksonville or it's like we talked about. It's either going to be Jacksonville or it's going to be Tennessee
or Tennessee. Yeah,
yes.
right. And I would love either of those matches if I'm the Chargers. I would take the Chargers in both of those games.
Yes.
So that means that they want to win.
Yes, they need to win. And
they need to win
Baltimore
if they want to
avoid
an AFC West rematch.
Yeah.
A third time.
Yeah.
This season. So that's a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Again, it appears as if he's going to be okay. So watch for any setbacks. If he is questionable in a game time decision, have something ready to go.
Because
what time is your game?
Right now he's the team.
Yes, he absolutely is. It is a 1:00 game, a 1:30 game, West Coast. So you gotta find somebody in the evening to replace him, or you gotta pick if you've got his backup, if you've got his handcuff, Josh Kelly.
And they won't they won't know about Baltimore winning or losing, so they're gonna be playing that game like Baltimore's winning.
Yep.
So because Baltimore plays Sunday night.
Yeah.
So
and you don't want a Baltimore running back. Who's Baltimore playing?
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
And you're not going to be able to get Najee unless if you have Najee, you're starting both Austin and him.
Yeah.
Whatever. So have a backup plan. It's basically the point. If you've got a flex, usually you want to keep your late games open anyway in your flex, but this is a perfect example of now you can plug in a wide receiver at the last second.
Yep.
How did we do last week? Did I finally catch up and slaughter you bitches?
No. But you didn't fall behind either.
Okay.
Let me get my sportsbook up. I'll put my bets in as
So you and I were differing. Frodo didn't have any islands.
Right.
So
he played it super vanilla last week.
In that, Frodo was at 7.
The eye roll that he just had, just just like
again, like Frodo said last week, he picked first on all of them.
Yep.
So
right.
But Frodo finished with 7 correct.
Mm-hmm.
Scott finished with 7 correct. Mm-hmm. I finished with 6 correct.
Mm-hmm. So I go again.
So we missed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, 7 games altogether because we missed. We all thought Atlanta was going to do better than they did. None of us expected Carolina to beat Detroit.
No.
Nobody expected Carolina to beat Detroit.
Yeah.
We missed on Minnesota and the Giants by 1 point.
By the point. Yep.
That
was a fun game. By the way,
none of us expected Houston to just go out and ball kick Tennessee.
Nope.
Dude, what happened there?
Green Bay and Miami. We all had Miami, so that one didn't work out very well. Sorry, Frodo. We all had.
At least we all took a loss for you.
But we didn't miss as bad as we did on Denver against LA.
Yeah. No shit.
We missed on that one, but I don't know, about 45 points.
Yeah.
And then we all had Tampa Bay winning, but we lost on the spread.
By the way, what was the? Did you have their over under on the Denver game last week? Did you have that written down? I know you don't normally write that down.
No, I did not. Because I think it was the second lowest on the week.
Right, and so I'm wondering if they barely cleared the over, even with a 41.
No, it was 51.
51.
I think it was a 36-point over-under.
Yeah. Okay. So I would, for some reason I was thinking it was a 41 to something, but you're right. It was 51 to something, and I was thinking that it was like a 46-point game. So
no, LA cleared that by a large margin by themselves. And then we all got.
I do like seeing Baker Mayfield do well.
Yeah,
I've been a Baker fan for a long time, and I've been saying that he's just getting the raw end of the stick over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but it's good to see him with a good coach.
Yeah. So Frodo will be picking again. Oh, current standings, which I need to double check because I want to say I saw.
You're bad at numbers.
One of my papers at home, and I think I don't have that included in this, so I need to verify that. But as of right now, what I currently have.
Yeah.
Frodo at 104, Scott at 103, myself at 102.
Wow.
So
102, 103, 104?
Yep.
Fucking A, dude.
So
yeah, it was 51. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate that. Nice of you to finally tune in and pay attention to us.
Yeah.
God.
Damn, you're like an hour late.
You're like 2 weeks late. Where have you been?
She was here last week.
Was she?
Yeah.
I do this every time.
I know. She was here last week.
Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry, Amanda. I got you.
Are you going to be in town this weekend? Like, I heard that Lonnie's family's going to be in town. Is it this?
John and Amy.
So not Amanda?
Not Amanda.
Sorry.
I said you were here last week.
He's got you, don't worry.
Calm down.
You had to put a kid to bed? Oh. I'll have to do that soon, too. In like 7 months. Regrets. All right, so going into this week.
Yep. So first game. It's transitioned a lot now that Derrick Henry is not in it. Basically, that's how you know because it moved a lot. So that's how Vegas knows that Derrick Henry is not playing.
Yes.
We've got Dallas traveling to Tennessee. Dallas is currently 12-point favorites. You have Malik Willis.
And no Derrick
Henry.
Give me Dallas.
Yeah. First of our Saturday games.
This bourbon that you got me, the shit.
What's that?
This bourbon that you got me is so good.
Glad you like it.
No Saturday games this week.
Ooh.
Because of national championship
games. For the college game?
Yeah, not national champion. Playoff games for college football.
Yeah.
So all Sunday games, besides obviously Thursday and Monday games. First up, we have Arizona traveling to Atlanta. Atlanta is 3.5-point favorites.
Let's see. I went and made all my picks right now, so I'm taking
Arizona traveling to Atlanta.
I heard Minnesota, and I was like,
no.
3.5 points?
No, Arizona to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta's 3.5-point favorites.
I bet them at Atlanta at -3, so I'll still take Atlanta. Excuse me.
Who do you want, Rick? I'm going to take Arizona.
All right, I'll let you be on an island on that one.
Yeah.
You're now tied with him.
He got me bourbon. Why is Mason saying thank you? What did I miss? Oh, guess that you show. What bourbon? Okay, so I got Bullet. He got me Bullet, and it's a pre-mixed old fashioned.
Yeah.
And so it's really good. It's really good. It's not super sweet, which is how I like it. So yeah, Mason, get it. I'd grab it for you, but it's way over there, and I don't care about you that much. Although we were kind of tossing around the name Mason for our kid.
I mean, in all fairness, we didn't get the I like turtles in the first place, so we didn't catch you.
I didn't even know you were here because you didn't.
Because you didn't say you like I like turtles.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your fault.
Mostly your fault. In fact, it's
his fault.
All his fault. It's all your fault.
All his fault.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Next up, we have Chicago traveling to Detroit.
Woo.
Detroit has to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
To stay in playoff hunt.
Okay.
Detroit is 6-point favorites.
Detroit.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Detroit too. What? That we didn't? It hurts because we didn't know that you were here. You have to announce yourself when you arrive into a room, man.
Yeah. Amanda came in and she said exactly what she always says.
She did her job.
Yay, sports.
Just because I forgot that she was here last week doesn't mean that she wasn't here last week, and I still noticed her. Did you really? Did you really? Hold on. I got it. Oh my God.
Fuck.
Oh my God. It's because Amanda started like messaging really quickly, and then I lost it there. I'm so sorry, man. This is on me, and you know what? Mostly it's on Rick.
No, it's on Scott because he's in control of the computer over here.
It's
so
really been Scott's fault since San Francisco.
It's just been my fault perpetually since then. Yeah, that checks out.
Anyways, Chicago traveling to Detroit. Detroit 6-point favorites. Frodo is taking Detroit. Scott, Detroit. Yeah, I mean we all went Detroit last week because they should have beat Carolina. They should beat Chicago.
Amanda, just take the fall for me, please. He doesn't know you. What does it matter?
Next up.
This is why you weren't invited,
Mason,
by the way.
Mason does know Amanda. He's met Amanda before.
I don't know. How am I supposed to know that? That's like, those are two very fringe elements of your life. Like, Amanda, related, but she's like, never down here.
Amanda, don't be like that. Don't try and get Skate out of this. You were messaging a lot.
You were messaging a lot. I don't know if it was 5 minutes. I have lost track of time. I've had too much of this delicious bourbon.
And you've only been in here for like 5 minutes, so I don't believe you.
We'll have to check the tape afterwards. All right. God.
Next up, Jacksonville at Houston. Jacksonville is 4.5-point favorites.
Jacksonville. Even though they technically don't need to have anything this week, you still want to be on a roll because you've had so much momentum. And outside of them getting off the Derrick Henry train last week, I think Houston still sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Houston has played well the last couple of weeks. They almost beat Dallas. They almost beat KC. They did win against Titans. You know what? I talked myself into. I'm taking Houston.
I'm taking Houston, too. I'm going to put you on your stupid little island with the favorite. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Next up, the rematch. See if Russell Wilson can break the number of toilets he has in his house.
Yeah, the touchdown to toilet ratio.
Denver traveling to KC, so this one is in Arrowhead.
I don't even care what the spread is. I'm taking KC.
I do want to hear
KC, 12.5.
Hey, why don't you come down this weekend? New Year's Eve. Come on down. I'm inviting you. Just like that. Fuck that guy. Come on down.
Technically, he is inviting you to our house because he's coming to our house.
I don't give a fuck about him. Hey, if you want to come down, you can just come to our house.
Don't blame me. I made no invites.
True.
Blame your sister.
He didn't invite me over. By the way, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but I didn't buy like anybody Christmas presents, but I did buy you a small thing because I can't give up on the tradition. I assume we're doing that this weekend?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to, like, if you haven't bought me anything, that's cool. You have to buy me something just to do, like, a small thing, just to do something.
Yeah.
I told everybody that we're not buying anybody anything, so I respect if you didn't buy me something.
Yeah, no,
we're good. Could get him a framed picture of him not in the One Shitty Championship.
Can I just get some Robux?
No. No. I mean, ask Maverick.
Ask Maverick. Maverick might hook me up.
He's got some.
I fucking got you.
Yeah, so
I just like fucking like, you know, kind of patted the pussy. Just kind of like, I just like circled this thing, got a little bit wet, and kind of patted it a little bit.
Oh, it splashed on me.
Just kind of warm it
you
up.
taking Kansas City or are you going with Denver?
I don't want to take Denver. Fuck
don't
that.
either.
No.
I took Denver last week and it didn't work out.
Nope.
Casey still is in the hunt for the number 1 seed, so.
Yeah.
Next up, Frodo, it's an important game for you. Miami traveling to New England. New England is 3-point favorites.
As they probably should be at
they're,
this point.
Yeah, at this
they're
point,
at home.
At this point, they don't have Tua.
Yeah.
They won't have Tua. Never mind.
No.
Not at this point. Full stop.
I will also say, Miami loves to go in
And
And
upset.
shit on the
and
Patriots.
hurt Bill Belichick's feelings
Right at the end of the
in
year.
Foxborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Miami, of course.
Yeah. You gonna be on an island in New England? Because I'm taking Miami.
I do like this game for New England, but I don't think I like it enough to be on an island with it.
You don't think, or you're not?
It's supposed to be 55 degrees in. So
Shit,
it's not cold.
it'll be warmer there than it was in Miami.
Yeah.
55 in Arrowhead?
55 in New England. I checked it
No,
for
that's
Sunday.
Foxborough, not
Foxborough,
Arrowhead.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take him. I'm gonna take New England.
He's wrong.
Let's go for the win. I'm going for the jugular. I gotta leap you guys here.
Way to support your friend. If I could give me my bourbon back.
He will support you today because he
Yes.
wants New York Jets to lose.
I'll give you most of the bourbon back.
That's okay.
Next up, we have
If you wait about an hour, you can have the rest of it. You can have all of it. I'll just pee the rest of it back into the bottle.
About close to the same color.
Yeah, right?
next up we have Indy,
I do.
or what's left of Indianapolis,
Yeah.
Ugh.
traveling to New York Giants. New York Giants are 6-point favorites.
Okay. might think I'm weird. I took this in on my bet. I'm taking Indy.
Nope. Giants all the way.
The Giants like finding a way to keep a game really fucking close.
No question about it.
Yeah, I'll let you live on that island there.
Yeah,
Fredo.
it's not a happy island, but I think it could happen.
It's a bold island. I'll give you that. Bold move, Cotton.
At least we got them on a couple of islands this week.
Right.
Next up, New Orleans traveling to Philadelphia. Philadelphia 6-point favorites.
Speaking of New Orleans.
Philly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
6-point favorite? Fuck that.
Yeah.
But speaking of New Orleans and Sean Payton,
Denver.
do we actually think that that's going to happen?
No,
I don't think it's
so.
going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen because of the fact that New Orleans has the rights to Sean Payton, so they would have to trade something for it, and Denver doesn't have anything to trade.
I can see Carolina.
They could also just give him up. That happens. And for their all-time winningest coach, their Super Bowl winning coach, they would probably do him a solid. Because he's going out of conference, so he, all of the things line up right to make to do right by him. That's all I'm saying.
Carolina wouldn't be it because they're in division.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so if he's gonna go in division, they're gonna say
They're gonna want something.
they're gonna want something, even if it's minimal. They're gonna want something.
If
But
it's in division, they probably want a lot.
if it's in division, they're gonna want a lot. If it's in
Yeah.
conference, they're gonna want something. And if it's out of conference, they're probably just gonna do good.
What about Arizona?
I would love that in Arizona. I think that's a great call. That would be really fun. They've got a lot of young pieces. Their budget is a little bit tight, but there's
They
enough
could
to work
part
with
ways
here.
with some of their veteran players and save a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you guys see the Brittany Griner, the Kyler Murray Brittany Griner tweet?
Yeah, that'd be fake.
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
It wasn't fake. Kyler Murray posted something because him and Larry Fitzgerald had this little bit of a beef thing kind of going, and he posted something saying much love, blah blah blah, but posted it with a picture of Brittany Griner, who, by the way, looks kind of like Larry Fitzgerald. Like, I'm not trying to be dick, but
Update, Ashley left.
rude. Is it my Ashley? Did she leave you? That's unfortunate.
What are you taking?
Honestly, if she was
yeah,
here
we're
for
all taking
anything more than
Philadelphia.
10 seconds, if she was here for more than 10 seconds, that's the most fantasy football news she's listened to.
That's true.
So,
Next up, we have Carolina traveling to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 3-point favorites.
This decides the division. Give me Tampa. I still believe in that over what happened last week.
you love Tom Brady's dick.
No, I really do.
You want
not
the
like
spice
him.
melange.
I don't hate him as much as I did because he feels more human now.
Carolina.
Sweet Caroline. Bah, bah, bah.
We're putting them on another island.
Yeah, fuck that guy. We're either going to be way behind or
Or I said clinch it.
I had already started writing down my name when
Yeah.
you had said Carolina, so yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I looked at you while you were deciding, and I could tell that you were going Carolina, and I was like, fuck this guy. We're putting him on an island with Tom Brady's dick. Like,
Judging by the upgrade he got at his new girlfriend, that sounds
got a new girlfriend?
like a fantastic dick to be.
oh,
Have you not seen her?
No.
I didn't know he had
Fuck
a
Giselle.
girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Next up, we have Cleveland traveling to the Carson Wentz Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I took not the Commanders.
Washington is 2-point favorites.
Give me the game again.
Cleveland traveling to Washington. Washington's 2-point favorites. The Carson Wentz led Washington Commanders. You know, the one that was like 1-5.
Hate Deshaun Watson.
I know. Like this is like the worst game for me because I've hated Washington for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And I hate Cleveland.
You're like an all season. Like you kind of have to go Cleveland at this point. You got 2 games left. You might as well. But I don't like this one. I don't like this one because neither of them really want to win the game. Oh damn.
That's Tom Brady's doing.
Who's that?
I don't blame him.
He got Giselle at 23 again.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, when you have that amount of money and
That amount of dick. I mean, he's probably got a black guy dick at this point. That's the only reason why he keeps hanging out with Antonio Brown and everything like that, because they
sword fight and they have equal.
Right, exactly. It's like Sam Jackson
You
and
said Washington? Or
No.
he said Browns.
I said Browns.
I'm gonna take Browns. I don't love it. Are you on an island?
No.
Ooh, wild card, bitches.
I didn't want to take Cleveland at all this year.
Carson Wentz is not good. I feel bad for him,
But to be fair, the Browns aren't good.
no.
Also, Washington has to lose this game for Green Bay to sneak back into the playoffs.
And you just desperately want to beat them in the playoffs.
I really want to beat them in the playoffs again.
You got the biggest boner for beating up Green Bay in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs.
Yep. Next up.
Okay, bye, Amanda. We love you. We'll see you this weekend. See you this weekend? Yeah? Yeah?
She didn't say yes or no.
Yeah, good for her. Keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
See, Sam, there's a chance.
Next up, San Francisco traveling to Las Vegas. San Francisco is 10-point favorites.
San Francisco.
Dude, jam session would be awesome. When are you back in town? Ever? Do you ever plan on coming back to town again? What was it? It was
San Fran, Las Vegas. San Fran, 10-point favorite.
10-point favorites.
Jarrett Stidham.
And that defense.
Yeah, I'm taking the 10 points.
They beat Washington. That has a really good defense by 17 points this last week.
Yeah.
Just saying. Las Vegas defense isn't.
No, not good.
They like
And
to
their offense can't keep up with it.
They like to give up a lot more than 17 points.
Do you think that if you've got Josh Jacobs, do you think that he's going to run his balls off for this team, or do you think that he's got enough tape out there that he's going to get?
He had a fucking 300-yard game.
Yeah, he's got enough tape.
Like,
that's what I'm getting.
Nerds. I won't spill them on the tape.
I don't believe
I'm
you.
going to show you here. See like that? You got that right there?
I'm just waiting
the
for him
ramp.
to spill him.
Yeah. Right? Just like that. Just like that. You got this. Fucking Michael J. Fox over here.
The issue is you pour it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You pour it without using the ramp. There's a ramp there for a reason.
There's a full warthog ramp there for you.
Next.
We have the New York Jets
Yeah.
traveling to Seattle.
I got some nerds on my nose.
Let's go, Seattle.
Not the first time.
I think it's nerd juice.
New York Jets traveling to Seattle. New York Jets are 1.5 point
good
favorites.
De Niro impression. Anyway, Jets are 1.5 points. And they're in New York.
They're in Seattle.
They're in Seattle. I'm taking Seattle.
Yeah, give me Seattle.
I also think that Geno Smith is a good play this week. I imagine that if you're still in the playoffs, you probably don't have Geno Smith. But
Tyler Lockett's back.
Tyler Lockett's back. DK Metcalf's good. Kenneth Walker is probably not back, but I don't think that matters so much.
It does because Ricky has him, and hopefully leaves him in. He doesn't play.
Who is Sauce Gardner going to cover? Is he going to cover Lockett or is he going to cover DK?
I think DK would plat him into the ground. He's going to be on Wilson. I mean Lockett.
I think that's it depends on what you want to do. If your goal is to win the game, you put him on Metcalf. If your goal is to keep his hype up, you put him on Lockett.
Yeah.
Because he's a mismatch for Lockett. He is a year or two away from being a toe-to-toe matchup for DK.
Yeah.
DK's got enough experience under his belt right now to go.
Yeah. Did anyone see them, like, the entire receiving corps without the shirts on? I know this sounds gay, but what the fuck?
Yeah, it's hard not to be turned on.
I was like,
I get it.
This should be illegal.
Yeah, I went and got the soap from the bathroom and just went ahead and went to town on it because I needed to punish myself.
And DK eats like 10 boxes of those a day.
That's all he does is eat. He has 1 cup of coffee and eats a ton of fucking
candy.
I think it's actually the he likes the Sour Patch Kids, things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think nerds.
It's so fucked up, dude.
It's a 23-year-old
who probably has like a shit ton of protein shakes just shoved down his gullet, and then he uses the sugar to, well, he burns 1 billion calories.
He burns it all.
He's talked about what he eats though, and like he doesn't eat
meals. He has at dinner.
Yeah, he eats 1 meal a day and eats a shit ton of candy.
Like bags of candy a day.
Yes.
Not like oh, I'm gonna have a bag of Skittles today.
Yeah, it's like
he gets candy in bulk and
as an appetizer.
Mows down on it all day long.
Somewhere, Marshawn Lynch is fucking ecstatic.
Yeah. Probably in Seattle, hanging out with him.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Minnesota, traveling to Lambeau Field. Green Bay is 3.5-point favorites.
What time?
It's 1
This
o'clock.
is a afternoon game.
I'm still gonna ride.
It is not a prime time, but it is not a 1 o'clock game. This is a 4 o'clock game for them.
If Tua doesn't get a concussion or whatever and throws interceptions, Dolphins win. I think the Vikings are gonna walk away because I don't think the Packers are anywhere near as good as the last few wins have been.
So you're taking Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Green Bay.
I'm also taking Green Bay.
Yeah, dude. Fucking put this guy on an island, dude. Jesus. You're on what's a chain of islands called again? Archipelago. Yeah, you're an archipelago this week.
What?
You're on an archipelago.
Archipelago. I think archipelago is like a type of ham.
We
You think everything's a type of ham?
Yeah.
we currently have him on 4 islands.
Yeah, we do. I'm on 2, I think.
2.
And I think you're on 1.
I am not on an island at all.
Oh, so you're the pussy this week. All right, so who are you with on this last game? You got to go on an island. I'm gonna force you.
Not.
No.
Well,
Maybe.
maybe.
All right, let's play it out. Let's see. Let's play through.
So we have 3 games left. Next up, we have LA at an away game against LA Chargers at a home game.
Okay. Little LA Civil War action.
I don't know how that, like, because they're gonna be in their home locker rooms.
They're still not going to sell out.
Yeah.
And what fans are gonna be there?
Niners.
And old Raiders fans.
Yes. Like,
No, they're in jail.
like seriously though, like it's normally.
This is going to be a really fun.
I feel like there will be more Chargers fans than Rams fans in this game.
I think there are more Chargers fans than Rams fans.
This year, yes.
Yeah, the bandwagon is empty.
Yes.
Give me Chargers.
What's the point spread?
Chargers by 6.5.
Whoa! There's still. I can't.
Even though Chargers like to generally keep games close,
And even though the Rams just put up a
51
buttload of points, do I really think? Is Joey Bosa going to be back this year, or is he? I thought that he was making a push for.
He's making it close. He'll be probably before playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been put on the 21-day window yet.
Yeah,
so
so he's not been activated yet, and he needs to be activated soon if he's going to be back for a playoff game.
Yeah.
Interesting. 6.5 points. That's a really good spread. This last week is throwing me for a loop for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean,
Do I think that they can put up some sort of offensive?
I will let you decide. I am going to say the Rams are going to keep it within 6.5.
So you took Chargers. you're saying Rams are going to win or lose by less than 6.5.
Yep.
So I can put either of you onto an island.
Yeah, so you're either going to put me
respect
on
that.
my first island, or you are going to
respect
put
that.
Frodo on his 5th island.
Here's the thing: is I hate Cam Akers right now, and I need.
But he
Austin
also
Eckler.
can't hurt you again.
Oh, he'll find a way. He'll find a way to hurt me. You don't really wanna hurt me. I think that the Chargers are gonna win because I need Austin Eckler to put up 30 bomb. So
In Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So that I do have an island now.
Welcome.
Next up.
You're more like an atoll, like one of those like small little sandbar islands.
Yeah.
Like it's not a real island. It's just like this is like a little like because we both like either of those.
Yeah.
There's no Wilson, luckily for you, whether it's a volleyball or Russell
Oh
Wilson.
yeah.
Next up, Pittsburgh traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore's 2.5-point favorites.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Sweet. Do we all take pity?
Yeah. There is a chance that Lamar Jackson is back this week. A chance.
He hasn't even been seen in practice.
Yeah. I mean,
He doesn't need to be seen in practice, but I get that.
Yeah.
Neither J.K. Dobbins or
Gosh.
Gus Edwards.
Gus Bus is on a snap count apparently, so it sounds like they're both doing pretty well as far as health is concerned. I still don't trust the running game there.
No.
And especially so if Lamar is back, because you know who's gonna. If Lamar is back though, you got to play him, right? Like if you've got him, you're probably riding. I don't know, Gino.
It would be tough if you've made it to the championship and you had Lamar Jackson, and you've somehow
Kudos because you've been managing the shit out of your team.
Yeah, and you've somehow like fallen into somebody else. I would have a hard time starting him this week.
Yeah,
In a championship round.
That's a good call.
Not knowing.
Yeah.
And
Against
the
that
fact
defense.
that like it was the first 3 weeks he was unstoppable, and then after that he's just been like subpar, not even like good. He's been subpar the rest of the way through until he got injured.
Yeah.
It'd be really tough to start him.
Hey, when are we gonna go crabbing?
Probably closer to spring.
But that's a long time from now.
Yeah, the domic acid, they're closed off right now.
I don't know what you just said.
Domic acid can build up in shellfish, and it's toxic, so they have to wait for those levels to go down, and they'll open crabbing back up.
Is it still delicious though?
I don't know. I have never ate it by chancing my life. I have crab if you want.
We're talking about Scott right now.
I have crab if you want crab.
If Scott went out,
I do.
if
I do want
Scott
crab.
went
I
out
always
while
want
eating crab, like
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's not the worst way for him to go out.
It's like having your girl like face sit on you until you're dead. Like you want that.
If we get a good
fucking legend,
a good stretch of about a week or so, we might bust the boat out and we can go.
Okay. Okay.
With the winds and stuff, the boat
I got 2
isn't
cats for bait, so we can go crazy. I've heard cats are the best bait for crab. That's just what I was told.
Yeah.
If you keep them alive, then they actually like squirm around down there, and then
Do they have like little bell helmets?
you got to do
dive?
yeah, exactly. You got to go the old school, like put a fishbowl over their head.
Just on a hose.
That's messed up. Mason's gone, so I was gonna ask you if you were gonna go crabbing with us, but you're not this summer because you're not here. I'll bring you a turtle. In fact, when you come up here, I'm gonna get you a turtle. I just decided you're gonna show up to the jam. We're gonna have a jam section, and I'm gonna give you a turtle,
I like it.
an actual turtle.
Like coin jam?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Last game, Monday night game.
yeah.
Buffalo traveling to Cincinnati, potentially deciding who is going to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
So yeah,
Great Monday night game.
I mean if we assume KC's going to win, but if for some reason KC does not win, this will decide the number 1 seed.
Okay.
So, because Cincinnati has beaten KC this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's the point spread?
Buffalo -1.
Yeah, that's the right line. I was gonna say this is damn near a coin
I'm
toss.
gonna take Cincinnati.
I do think Cincinnati is going to win this game.
I'm gonna take Buffalo. I will be on this island with the buff.
It's really a coin flip.
Yeah, exactly,
So-
exactly, and that's why I kind of like this one as an island. Is I feel like my odds are pretty solid.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Buffalo's
They're
been a
miss,
little
right?
been a little off.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not Buffalo of last year in terms of the eye test, in terms of the
pure
stats,
dominance.
in terms of the pure dominance.
if the defense can step up and start playing at
That's the thing. Yep.
at a higher level and getting the takeaways that they were getting in the first part of the season,
Yup.
I mean, it could be a completely different. But Cincinnati's been playing pretty goddamn well.
Yeah.
Especially
shooting
as
this
of late.
weekend.
That'd be fun.
I haven't been shooting in a while. I feel like we should go shooting.
That sounds fun.
We can go out to the farm and we can shoot out there.
Yeah.
I've got some tannerite that I can use that we could set up.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Maybe get a couple of cantaloupes or something and just fucking hollow them out, put them in there. I think that'd be fun. We should not tell my mom that we're doing it though, and so just set off the explosives and just
See if she notices.
see if she notices. I know what you did there.
I didn't do nothing.
That's a little offensive. Some people. Clearly not to me. Can I tell you that I went over to my grandparents' house this last weekend here to get, because my job on Christmas Day was to create some cocktails. But I have no money. So I was sent over to my grandparents, who just moved from one house to another, and they don't have enough room to store all of their alcohol. So they say, hey, just come over here, grab a couple
you
of
pilfered
boxes.
it.
And so I grabbed a couple of boxes, and they had a shocking amount of booze still in their shelf. And I asked my grandma, and I said, are you guys alcoholics? And I said, I think you guys might be alcoholics. And in classic Adele fashion, she said, oh, well.
Excellent.
I mean,
Oh, well.
The thing is it's not empty bottles that they have.
I picked up a lot of half-empty bottles. I did not. I only got 2 sealed bottles, and I grabbed 20 bottles of booze. And so I probably got all of their half-used bottles, which means that they had half-used bottles and still bought more booze just in case. And then
So what you're saying is it runs a couple of generations in your family.
on both sides, my
probably have-
family tree is lopped over sideways because it's still fucking drunk.
I have like a bunch of slightly used alcohol at home, but I just don't drink through all of it all that often.
I don't have a bunch of slightly used alcohol bottles
I know you
in my house. I only buy what I drink, and I drink it.
Yeah.
If I get it, I drink it.
I have quite a few bottles of stuff.
You guys like to
Partially-
do some fun drinks.
Yeah,
like,
partially
you guys-
because of that, because we've done some
Yep.
fun drinks and stuff.
So you'll end up
Otherwise,
with-
right now I do have a couple bottles of couple different whiskeys and
We know we're
a
not
couple of
not
different
taking
tequilas.
shots.
So, because I like to bounce around from like drink to drink. I get in a mood for a certain drink, and then
I do. Yeah, I get in the mood between a different alcohol. So I'll bounce from rum to whiskey to vodka to whiskey to rum to whiskey to rum. And so I always come back to center because both my drinks for rum and vodka are sweet. I like them a lot. I love a vodka cran. I love a vodka Red Bull and cran. I love a rum and Coke, and that's about all I like with rum.
Yeah.
But in the middle of all of that, I like my not sweet whiskey.
Yeah.
So and I've actually gone.
Whiskey sours are my weakness. It's my go-to.
They're super
See,
good.
and I like whiskey. I like
You were
whiskey
making
sours.
whiskey sours for
I was.
quite a bit there.
And then I like tequila because I like more sour drinks as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different sour
A
drinks.
lot of
with
sour
tequi-
drinks
with tequila.
with that garbage. Yeah.
That's I stand on that. Like I like sour, like that tang.
Yeah.
That I don't like overly sweet.
Maybe this off season we should just do a week or a bi-weekly drink show where I have to drink your tequila drink. You come up with the drink.
There's
Then
probably
you come up
some
with
that
the
I
drink.
that I could put together that
Yeah.
you actually might like.
Right. So I'm not saying like you can come up with a drink that's made of banana vodka and pickle juice.
That sounds horrible. No, only time I have pickle juice is if it's like a pickleback on a shot. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like on a week, we'll do like a bi-weekly thing where somebody's in charge of the drinks for that week.
Yeah, we just come out.
Whether it's some type of a beer.
Yeah.
Or it's some type of a specific drink.
Or maybe both, where one person brings a beer, the other person brings a drink.
Oh, I like it.
And we just get a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
And I bring you guys joints.
I thought of an idea. If I figured you would be really good at this, I got passed by Amanda. She'd probably say no. Put you on roller skates at the wedding, and you have a fanny pack full of tiny little alcohol bottles, and instead of flowers,
You're
throwing little alcohol bottles.
I feel like you would be perfectly fine doing that.
Awesome at that.
While drinking them.
Yes.
I'd be awesome at that for a while.
Actually, I will get you a grown pair of adult Heelys, and you can glide and.
Ooh. He's never going to take those off.
That's awesome. Yes, I'm down. Super down. And thong. I think the okay.
You've seen Reno 911. I'm picturing you in an outfit like Nick Swartzen, just.
Yup. That's what I was picturing. I was also picturing Nick Swartzen from Chuck and Larry, where he's a butterfly.
Yes.
On skates.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna do both.
I had a hard time, as soon as you said Heelys, I had a hard time not picturing the dude on TikTok that's got the mullet
and
the fanny pack.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he lays down, then like roll.
Yeah.
So, good luck in you guys' championship games.
Thank you.
Good luck in your game.
Good luck in your game.
Thank you very much. Good luck in.
I don't have one.
Getting laid this week.
By the way, good luck in your championship game.
Gentlemen.
The
Our
toilet bowl.
shitty, our shit bowl, our Sacco.
Watch his fucking tie.
I don't know what I'm looking forward to more.
Epic, dude.
No, I do know.
We should bench everybody. We should go with just kickers. We should go with just kickers.
Oh my god.
In fact, but we have to drop our current kickers and pick up somebody who's on waiver right now.
Kickers and defense.
Kickers and def. I think that'd be fun. Kickers, defense, and tight ends.
Yeah, that's fine.
But waiver wires.
Okay.
Okay. So. You know what though? We're past waiver Wednesday. So
You can still pick up by Friday.
So I know. I'm just saying. Like right now, basically, it's first come, first serve. So let's do this. Let's do our own little draft of you get to pick first, and I get to pick first, and then we'll just go back and forth and pick.
Okay.
Our three positions.
I don't want to dump our good players on the waiver wire if someone else.
No, I'm not gonna dump. I'm not gonna dump our other players. I'm gonna dump my garbage players.
Yeah.
And whatever. Because I don't want to give somebody else the advantage.
Your bench players that aren't being used.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I probably have some IR slots.
Is it who do I even have in that league?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good point. Let's go check here real quick.
Let's see. On my bench, Damian Pierce, who's on IR, Odell Beckham, who never did anything, Malcolm Brown, Marquise Brown, Romeo Dobbs.
God, that's my healthiest team.
Chris Olave, Cole Kmet.
Oh, shit. Did I play? Oh, my God. I'm sorry, guys. I never do this. Last week, I did. I played Kyler Murray.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, guys. I feel shitty. I am the worst human being in fantasy football. And who did I give a win? Week 16 here. I gave Justin Cram a win. Oh, he was already he was gonna kick the shit out of me. Actually, I had a pretty good week that week. Anyway, all right. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do kicker, tight end, and defense only toilet bowl.
Yep.
And we'll do a draft maybe tomorrow night. Are you oh wait, you have Wednesdays off now.
Yeah, I still had to fucking go to work today, but you know how that is.
Yeah. Well, so maybe tomorrow night, or one of these nights you can stream.
Yeah.
While we'll play Warzone, and we'll do our draft while you're streaming on Twitch. Hobbit's Revenge. We got Rich over there, FF Mechanic on Twitter.
Yep.
You are also on Twitter at Hobbit's Revenge. Yep. I am on Twitter at Fantasy Unclean. You guys should come hang out and chat with us. Yell at us about your fantasy teams, and good luck.
Hopefully next week we'll have the belt up here on the wall.
That would be glorious right there, because you still have it, right?
Yep.
So you've just been sort of...
I don't know who Chris is, so I've never seen him.
Yeah, and I've seen him once in the last 10 years.
And I beat him last week, so therefore he cannot have it again.
He can't have it anyway, so...
True.
He had the championship the entire time.
Yeah.
In fact, you're going to have to design his own winning platform.
Yeah.
maybe Chris's team abstains.
You should literally just put like a piece of painter tape over that one slot and just write like dogs. Just like
just a painter's tape and a Sharpie and
Dogs.
and that's it. That's
Put it up here.
Yeah, I like it. All right, guys, we'll see you guys next week after we have all won some championships except for Rick. Bye.
Later.